China has agreed to restart regular high-level talks with Australian officials. The breakthrough was made during the Australian Foreign Minister Penny Wong's brief Beijing visit, the first in more than 3 years. Asia correspondent Brent O'Halloran reports.
On a negative 6-degree Beijing day, a so-called diplomatic freeze thaws. Australia's top diplomat in China, something not seen since November 2018.
Over the last few years, our relationship has encountered difficulties and setbacks. This is what we do not want to see. The lessons must be learned.
A laundry list of grievances were aired in a 100-minute meeting, including the sanctions slapped on $20 billion worth of Australian goods, as well as the 2 Australians, Chung Lai and Dr. Yang Hun-jun, detained in China and not seen by Australian officials since September.
Look, of course I discussed Ms Chung Lai and Dr Yang. We raise that in every senior level engagement that we are able to, and I've raised that in each of the discussions I've had.
The talks paved the way for more talks. The two sides agreed to restart high-level discussions on trade and economic issues, consular affairs, climate change, defence, and regional and international issues. Australia-China business delegations will also be supported.
Trade blockages, human rights, as well as regional security, international security, and the norms and global rules which underpin our prosperity.
Earlier, commemorative envelopes and stamps were unveiled to mark 50 years since Australia officially recognised the People's Republic of China. Such ceremonies in the ministerial meeting highlight Beijing's recent diplomatic change of tack.
It seems that they've stepped back from the wolf warrior diplomacy, the very aggressive style they were deploying, not just against Australia, but against many nations. And so engagement from them is welcome. The fact that they have ceased the counterproductive ban that they put in place on ministerial dialogue is welcome. But really, to see a true stabilisation of the relationship would mean that we see the unwarranted, unfair trade sanctions lifted and unfairly detained Australians released.
There are other signs relations are improving. China's Customs Department is officially encouraging consumers to buy Australian products, including lobsters and Ugg boots. And Chinese media outlets, which typically reflect the government's view of things, have had favourable coverage of Minister Wong's trip. China Daily even had a commemorative lift-out. Minister Wong's brief Beijing visit may be the first of many. 50 years after ties were officially formed, a new phase is beginning. Brent O'Halloran, Sky News in Taipei.